3 months. It has been 3 months since the last part.
Stay tuned for that. I'm popping these babies out like a baby boomer.
Yeah, that aged like fine wine. But I'm gonna be honest, I have had this idea stuck in my head to make a part 3 for the past 3 months, especially when making my videos. Well, I mean, this was my magnum opus, so why not continue it? Now, almost every single longer video that I have, there's always going to be timestamps in the description, but whenever I was trying to get those timestamps for another video a few days back, and yeah, I found this list of certain aesthetics, which I guess are associated with weird stuff, like we did in part 2. Don't be surprised if this one's shorter than the other two. You want to know why? Because there's half the amount, I'm pretty sure. Now, with that being over, we can go ahead and get to the video. Now, we have a pretty simple one that may sound weird on the outside, but, like, it's pretty simple from all the other aesthetics on the inside. Now, this right here is Bimbocore, and it's heavily inspired by the 2000s pop culture with, like, hyperpop and stuff. The primary color is, no duh, pink. Lots of pink. Now, in the early 2020s is whenever this was found, and it was meant to, like, overthrow some, like, stereotypical misogynistic stuff. I don't even know. However, unlike the original stereotype, which was Mick Bling, this is where it came from, the modern Bimbocore ethos promotes intelligence, self-awareness, body positivity, and staunch leftist political No. I don't want to get political in the name of Limb Elitist. I'm not going to do that. Okay, now I appreciate all, politics, because in the end, we're all still human. But the thing is, I don't want to talk about politics. You want to know why? Because I feel like politics ignite the worst in people, and I usually make stuff to make people come together, not split them. So there's that. Now, the term was coined in a musical context by Scene Queen to describe her new EP or whatever. Here are some movies with the aesthetic, and I actually like most of these, I'm not gonna lie. Now, the target audience, I guess, is basically if your Hot Topic manager was a female. I personally find this aesthetic okay. I might not relate to it as much as y'all, but this is one of the least odd ones that we're going to talk about in this video, and I guess they'll probably get even more weirder as it goes on. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm a simp. I'm going to admit it. I'm a simp. I just wanted to get that out of the way. I call this one the most attractive one, and I think you're going to know why. Brazilcore is a micro trend that focuses on the color of your clothes being, like, associated with the Brazilian flag. Green, yellow, blue, and white. And well, yeah, it was inspired by Y2K as well. Hey, I'm gonna say it now. I mean, at least this one isn't politically charged. You've got to be kidding me. Now, I am very unaware of Brazilian politics, but I guess the colors are meant to depoliticalize, whatever that means. I don't even know. Don't ask me. LOLcore was also popping off in 2022, I guess. Now, I can't show any images that the aesthetic provides because I don't want to get my gooner side of the audience, but you can go search it up. And I see this aesthetic does have some correlation with Bimbocore, which we talked about in, like, number 2 or something. Well, yeah, I also found this one very interesting, and it's not the weirdest one that we'll talk about on here, but it's, like, slightly weirder than Bimbocore. Nah, Bimbocore's a lot more obscure than this one, I'm going to be honest. Anyways, yeah, we can go ahead and go to the next one if you'd like. Sorry, this is awkward. I'm going to be honest, all of the ones that I'm probably going to talk about are more niche versions of bigger aesthetics, and this is one of them. This is the aesthetic. I would like you to guess the name, and I don't want you peeking at the timestamps. Now, is it A, Naarmcore, B, Treeolophicus, C, Changelingcore, or D, being Treecore? Okay, so you got your answer. The answer is C. I do not know why it's named that, but yeah. Well, I called it Naarmcore because it's just one of those, like, 10,000 Naarmcore-like aesthetics. It's a subcategory of fairycore, and it was, like, coined by this Tumblr user, Willow O the Wisp. That name goes kind of hard. I guess this is fairycore if it was for neurodivergent people. That's what the aesthetic wiki says, not me. Honestly, I have barely anything to say because I have talked about so many nature-related core aesthetics in this series. I'm just kind of starting to get over it. I wrote this list like 3 months ago. Don't blame me if all these are basically the same. Now we have Gorpcore, which is more of a fashion trend than anything. It's basically just hiking clothes, but you wear it outside of streetwear. It was pretty popular in the late 2010s. That's when it popped off the most. Gorp is an acronym for good old raisins and peanuts, which is a term for trail mix, which is commonly consumed by outdoor people. And yeah, I can agree with the peanuts part, but raisins, get out of here, raisins. You do not belong. Leave the grapes alone. Without realizing it, you have probably met a few people wearing this. It's a pretty simple aesthetic. I'm just going to point that out there. You see a lot of normies wearing this, I guess you could say. I mean, I do not have a problem with it. Hey, I could wear this on good days, I guess. Okay, now this aesthetic really intrigued me. I'm going to be honest. I just saved it and kept scrolling. It uses imagery such as like cartoon characters and like colorful stuff to, I guess, oppose or understate like Normcore or whatever it was. Because both were popping off pretty much at the same time. And yeah, I feel like this aesthetic is way more different from the other ones I have talked about so far in this video, and I do really appreciate that. I don't really have much more to say about this, along with the other aesthetics that I'm about to talk about, so yeah, there's that. We can go ahead and go to the next one. I know it's quick, but yeah. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is pretty controversial, I guess you could say. I don't know how to say that core is a controversial fashion trend that emerged on TikTok in the early 2020s to describe some like Australian minimalist street fashion trend of some sorts. And it's basically just like Gorpcore and Normcore that we just talked about. It's actually described as an anti-fashion core, which is really ironic because how dull it is. It's really controversial because the use of whatever that says core is a colonial act that decontextualizes and trivializes Aboriginal language. The Aboriginal fed fashion label clothing. The Gaps stated that using Aboriginal language to fit a trending aesthetic dismisses the 65,000 years history and depth of Aboriginal cultures, languages, and practices. First Nations creator Tariq, I don't know how to say that, summarized the issue by saying Naarm is a place name. It is not your little fashion movement. Jesus. So to put it up into a simpler perspective, I guess it's hated on because of the name. This is my least favorite one on here because look how dull this fit is. Like, come on. Anyways, we can go ahead and get to, no. I refuse. I just simply refuse. I'm not gonna do it again. Who's that? Bro, why is he wearing the most basic outfit ever? That's almost scary, bro. I'm holding back tears just to make fun of little bro. Yeah, can I show you what I'm currently looking at? I'm not really that scared of him. Anyways, I'm gonna flip the camera. I'm your worst nightmare. I am Norman elitist. And I will get you to talk about the normal culture. And with my really tight jeans, that which I fart in, I'll break my ankle. I will come towards you. Oh crap, guys, help me, help me.
Stop. I refuse to make him fade into obscurity. I am LOLitist, and I will destroy you.
Take this with my pink Floyd shorts and my whatever this is. Anyways, thank you, LOLitist. Yeah, I might make more skits like that, so stay tuned for that. I just wanted to go ahead and do that. I'm sorry if I showed my face. I try not to, but there's that. Anyways, if you like this video, you can go check out the other 2 parts or just any of my videos in general. I'm not personally really big on this video. I don't know. It just felt a little bit rushed to me, in my opinion. I'm too lazy to go back and do anything because I'm planning on making more videos since I'm out for Thanksgiving break. So anyways, yeah, like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. And yeah.